Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to IFYL, Inspirations for Your Life. I'm so glad to be with you tonight, which is, Tuesday night, February 28th, 2023, just before midnight. It's actually 11:09 p.m. Thank you so much for popping in. We start on a Saturday, we roll the way through the week, and we finish up on a Friday. And we'll get more into that in just a little bit with things to improve your life. We have a master topic for the entire week, and we get a little granular each day. If you're coming back, welcome back, my friends, colleagues, wonderful associates. I appreciate you taking the time to pop in and catch up on all this great knowledge. If you're coming back, welcome back again. Those that are watching the replays, 1 p.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 2 p.m., 4 a.m., 4 p.m., 12 midnight, 12 noon, whatever time you're watching, I appreciate you for coming back because you make a big difference in watching these replays. So thanks so much. Let's get right into the master topic. Everybody ready? Here we go. How to take criticism. Series 2, Show 9, Episode 4. So Series 2 means that we are in the second year, and Show 9 in Episode number 4. So this is a topic that a lot of people, I don't know, I'm going to say they shy away from a little bit because they don't necessarily want to get, how can I say, they don't necessarily want to receive criticism because they're afraid of what it might mean. They don't like the idea that it's going to be something different for them. I mean, that's what it comes down to. They don't like the idea that it might be something just a little bit different. And by being different, someone might fear that they're not able to do that or may not be able to do something. So that's why criticism might not work for some people. But, criticism is so vital for everyone's success. It really is. I will tell you that it's about you guys making a choice. And that choice, ladies and gentlemen, is something that is going to make a great big difference. Okay. Maybe you're wondering, what's going to happen. Maybe you're wondering how things are going to reach a certain way. And I think a lot of people just get stuck. All right. They get stuck on the how, the why, and the when. But what I want to share with you is that when you have the focus of what to do, everything else just sort of falls into place. It really does. It falls into place so that you're able to do so many great things. Now, when we think about constructive feedback, constructive feedback is there to make you feel good about yourself in what you've done, but then to give you course correction that is not going to, reinvent the whole wheel, but it's going to hopefully give you some guidance to where you need to shift or where you need to go. I mean, that's really what I'm going to say, CC, consistent constructive feedback is, or consistent constructive criticism. That's what it is. And so if we think about what it is, what it isn't is a license to yell, scream, and just blow off your ego. That's what it's not. Some people do that every day, and then they wonder, like, oh, this isn't working for me. And the reason it's not working for you is because you're abusing people. Yes, you're abusing people. And you can abuse people physically with your voice. Okay. That's verbal abuse. And so you might be saying to me, hey, John, this sounds interesting, but, this is way too heavy for me. Okay. I get it. So my one question for you is, if this is too heavy for you, what will you do when this rears its head and you're not expecting it? Will you go into a panic attack? Will you just avoid it? Or will you try to just sweep it under the rug and play like it never actually happened? So I would say to you guys that making a choice to give criticism constructively, that is, consistently, and making a choice to receive it is important. When you are the receiver of feedback, good feedback, you learn how to give feedback to others. So it's a constant cycle. And when we think about all the places the feedback is supposed to happen, it'll probably blow your mind. It will probably blow your mind. Why? I think it's because, in one regard, you feel that it's just going to work for you, um, and it's just going to work like, out of the blue. Okay. I'll tell you that when you get into um, understanding people, okay, and when this happens, you'll wonder, like, what changed? Hmm. I'll tell you that it's about seeing the world with a perspective that you want to grow. Now, if you don't want to grow, then constructive feedback is not for you. And you shouldn't be in an organization that requires constructive, um, constant constructive feedback. You just shouldn't. It's not something for everyone because a lot of people say to me, "Hey, John, I've tried this, but I just can't work with this person anymore." And it's not that you can't work with the person, it's that you're having an issue with your ego, your id, your ego, and your superego. And what I want to share with you today is that getting started on the path of giving and receiving feedback makes a difference in other people's lives. It'll make a difference in your life. But I want to tell you, it's not something you're just going to be able to just flip and do overnight. You can't do it overnight. It is a gradual process, a gradual process, a process whereby you, as a person, start to learn how to re-behave. Now, the way we learn how to behave now is we basically get feedback from the universe, right? But what if you're not getting feedback? What does that mean? I will tell you that it is something that is important. Okay. Something that's really important. And when you get this, for whatever reason, you will change the way you do things. Okay. I will say that when you make the choice to listen, this is when new insights become clear to you. Now, they may not be clear to you all the time, but here they're going to be clear to you. Hmm. What does that mean? I would say it's about you understanding what works and what doesn't work. What works and what doesn't work. You'll know that when you decide to make feedback part of your life, you will enjoy receiving feedback and you'll enjoy giving it. And it will become something almost second nature to you. You're no longer going to fret or worry because, oh my gosh, I got to get feedback or I've got to receive feedback. What am I going to do? You can handle it. You can handle it. How? By just realizing that it's about three things: consistent, constructive feedback. That's what it's about. If feedback is not consistent, okay, that's not good. And if feedback is not constructive, that's also not good. Okay. And if feedback is something that you would not want to receive, if you were in that person's shoes, don't give it. That's wrong feedback. Feedback should never make the person like hold their head like, oh my gosh. You always want to stroke them a little bit and let them know that they are, in fact, doing some things good. So they can at least understand that. But if they can't, then I would say it's about more things. Okay. And when I say more things, it's about how you will make the choice. Okay. How you will make the choice to bridge the gap from where you are to where you want to go. That's right. I said from where you are to where you want to go. Now, that might sound, I don't know, a little bit crazy, but it's not. It's not crazy. This is what everyone who learns something will process and then make the change that, hey, this should have been this way. This should have been that way. But it's all about a tweak that you're doing, not reinventing the entire wheel. See, that's really key, ladies and gentlemen. It's not about inventing the entire wheel. If the person is getting consistent, constructive feedback, they will never be too far off the mark. Okay? Feedback goes wrong when it's not given for a while. Feedback is also wrong in a corporation when it's not documented. So generally, feedback is given at quarterly reviews, but it should be given more than the quarterly reviews, right? And the feedback that works should be documented, and the feedback that doesn't work should be documented. This might sound like something that is like so out there. It's not. There is a very unique type of feedback we're going to talk about tomorrow, and it's biofeedback. And I'm going to explain how that feedback is very relative to a type of consistent constructive feedback. Feedback has to be in a certain format. Can't be too loose. Has to be clear and easy to understand. If it's not, you're going to get the person into confusion. If they're in confusion, then they're not going to be able to change or adapt to something new or get better because you confuse them. So whenever you want to give somebody feedback, remember that it's about changing a behavior for the better good of all concerned. It's not about your ego. It's not about who's boss. It's not about showing them up. No, it's about understanding where they are now and where they're going to go to when you're able to help them. But remember to help them by sharing the fact that they're doing some things good and then go from there. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, been a pleasure, been an honor to be with you this amazing evening. I hope you'll like, love, support the channel. Definitely comment below, tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. And then be sure, ladies and gentlemen, to buy my team and I a cup of coffee, a bowl of fruit, or perhaps a savory dessert. We'll be so grateful for those pennies and dollars. We'll invest into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping, motivational content to inspire you to change your life. And, this is what we're about. We're about improving the quality of your life. If you're new, just take your phone, open the camera app, point it over to the QR code. That'll direct you over to believemeachieve.com with lots of great information, with hours of video, and pretty soon just some audio to help you really reflect on your life and figure out what changes you need to make. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, great morning, and I'm going to see you guys when? Yes, tomorrow night. Have yourself a good one, everyone, and be well. And we will talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care.